Okay. Hello, everyone. I am Lisa Twilley, the Director of the Women's Business Center at Maryland Capital Enterprises. Thank you for joining us today. We are going to talk about Facebook, but before we get started, I just want to give you a little information about what we do, who we are. MCE is a nonprofit based here in Salisbury. We also have an office in Baltimore. So we cover the entire Eastern Shore of Maryland, Baltimore City, Baltimore County, and Anne Arundel County. We provide free business consulting, marketing consulting, training workshops such as this, and we also do small business loans. So if we can help you in any way, please let me know. I'll put my information in the chat. And if you want to be added to our newsletter list, then also let me know that, and we can add you so you'll know when we have training classes and different events coming up. So today we have Betsy Long, and I'm going to let her tell you a little bit about herself and get started.
Hi, I am Betsy. I am the owner of Belong Socials. We are a social media management company. So we work with small businesses to do anything from auditing, strategizing, and then to full out running their social media for them. So we have an office in Snow Hill on Pearl Street, but we do a lot of remote work as well. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So today I am talking to you about specifically Facebook marketing. And we're going to talk about the difference between organic and paid content and what you can do organically, what you can do if you want to do paid advertising, and then the different situations in which to use either or both. So that's pretty much it. Since there's only a few of us, I think if you have questions, throw them in the chat and I can pause and take questions, or I'll leave time at the end as well to answer any questions you have or go a little deeper into the stuff I'm talking about. I want to give a really basic overview and then we can dig deeper into what specifically you might need for your business. So without any further ado, I'm going to share my screen. Okay. Everything on my screen. Oh, wait, sorry. Okay. And then I'm going to quickly go into my Canva. Oops.
I got my two friends on here today.
Thank you. Thank you all for being here. I'm excited. Okay, so we're going to talk about, like I said, paid versus organic content. We are going to talk about 4 different areas. We're going to talk about the basic difference between the two. Seems very obvious, but we'll dig a little deeper. We're going to talk about the difference between boosting ads and paying for ads. We're going to talk about the basics of organic reach and engagement, and then content strategies and like where they are best applied for each type. So we'll start with the difference between, like I said, it seems pretty obvious, but we're going to dig a little deeper. When it comes to Facebook, there is a lot you can do for free, which is awesome. And it's why a lot of people use Facebook. And it's a no-brainer to add to your advertising strategy. So you should have a presence on Facebook for your business, no matter what. I like to call it the new Google. A lot of people, when they're looking for something, especially about a local business, they will go to Facebook before they even search anything on Google. They're looking for your hours, they're looking for events, they're looking for things that are going on. Facebook is social media, but it's turning into a really popular place for businesses to promote and engage with their customers. However, Facebook is an undertaking, and time constraints and the inconvenience of organic marketing can make it worth it to consider paying for Facebook ads to help get the word out about your business. If you're interested in doing a combination of both paid and organic, there are ways to maximize your investment, whether it's the investment of your time and effort or the investment of your money. with organic content, you can utilize your connections and engagement to get the most out of your organic efforts, and you can get the word out to people who may never hear of you otherwise, outside of your local area with paid advertising. The type of business, as well as your specific business goals, play a role in whether or not paid, organic, or a combination of both will work best for you on Facebook. So we'll kind of break that down for you in the next couple of slides. First, we'll talk about the two types of paid advertisements on Facebook. You've got boosting and you've got paid ads. Starting with boosting. Boosting is a form of paid advertisement that gets your content to users who maybe don't follow you or maybe aren't seeing shared posts from you. But boosting specifically takes your original content and pushes it further out into the platform. So it's something you've already created, something you've already posted, and then you've probably seen it on Facebook. If you're dealing with social media, it'll be like boost this post, and you can click the button and boost the post. The pros of boosting, it's typically a little bit more affordable than paid advertising. You can set a budget for both, so but typically the budget for boosting gets you a little bit more than the budget for a paid ad. Boosting can be helpful in maintaining an organic presence because you are creating the content. It is your original content, your photography, your reels, your graphics. But it also has that benefit of paid advertising, pushing it out a little further than organic reach. The ads that you've boosted, the content that you've boosted remain in place on your profile. So if someone were to scroll past it and see it, they can then say, oh, I saw that the other day on so-and-so's Facebook, and then they can go search your Facebook and find that same post. And with both, but with boosted, you can determine the duration of the boost, the placement of the boost, and the budget. So who's going to see it? How much money do you want to spend? How long do you want to boost this post? A week, a month, a few days, whatever is best for that content. And then we have paid ads. So a paid ad is an advertisement created in Meta Ads with more advanced customization and placement options. So as opposed to the boosted ad, which is content that you've made, a paid ad, you go into Meta Ads and you're actually creating it with Facebook. So they can tweak it, they can polish it, they can add different things to it, they give you suggestions. So you're creating an advertisement within Meta Ads. Paid ads are going to look more like your traditional marketing strategy. So online marketing, they're going to look like those posts that you see when you scroll by and you're like, oh, that's an advertisement. Where organic content and boosted ads can look more authentic and they can look more like your company's actually putting them out. The paid ad is going to look like what it is, an advertisement. And that's helpful in some instances. And then sometimes you want something a little bit more authentic. So I'll get into that when I talk about where we should be using the specific types of advertising. The pro of a paid ad is that it's much more targeted and specific. You've got more customization. You've got more specific demographics that you're reaching out to. You can put in keywords. You can do like an area, like, oh, I want it to go within 50 miles of my business or everywhere. You know, if you offer an online service or a shop, you can kind of put it out a little further than your local reach. And as opposed to boosted posts, paid advertisements do not show up on your feed. So if someone's going back to look for your ad that they saw, they're not going to find it on your Facebook feed. They'll find it out in the wild of the internet. So it'll show up, you know, in their local scroll. It'll say, that's this post that you see on Facebook that it says sponsored. And you're kind of like, oh, I don't follow this person. Why am I getting this advertisement? It's fed to you through an algorithm. It's fed to you through your location, your interests. So, you know, for example, if I'm advertising an ice cream shop, they're going to send my ad to people who maybe have been in the area of another ice cream shop, or people who liked a photo of ice cream or something like that. Facebook is then going to use that information to send my ice cream shop advertisement to that person's feed. Let's see. So our third option here, boosted paid, and then we've got our organic reach and engagement. So this is what you can do as a business owner, as a person, as an employee, without any cost, other than whatever cost your time is, whether it's you as an owner giving up time that you could be doing something else, or you paying someone else to do this organic reach. But as far as Facebook goes, you're not paying them anything. And this is to enhance your Facebook presence and promote your business without those paid ads. Oops. So it really consists of posting and engaging. Those are your two basics. You want to consistently post with a variety of types of media. It's a basic strategy for organic growth. You're going to want to do a mix of photography, digital graphics, multi-photo or graphic posts, and short form videos such as Reels, Facebook Reels, or even just videos that you're posting to Facebook. And the consistency pattern is going to be kind of what you make it. For our clients, we suggest every 3 to 4 days. But if you don't have time for that, or if you want to do more, that's not really like an end all be all of what you should be doing. But if you're doing it once a week, stick to once a week. If you're posting every day, stick to it every day. Every other day, whatever it is that you choose, consistency is going to get you in the eyes of the Facebook world. So that will encourage Facebook to show your content to people, and get people sharing and commenting and all that sort of things. So on that same note, you want to engage with your followers. So people who are sharing your posts, or messaging you or commenting on your post, liking and sharing, you want to make sure that you are also engaging with them. So either going to their page if it's another business, liking and sharing their post if it's relevant, or just commenting back to clients, or if somebody tags themselves at your business, going on to that post and just saying thank you, or good to see you, or something like that. Even just giving it a like can help grow that platform with that reciprocity and recognition. Another example of this is using strategies to encourage likes, shares, and comments on your posts with incentives. So that's when you see like a giveaway. Oh, you're going to like this post, like my page, share it with your friends, tag your friends, that sort of thing. Another thing that you can do specifically on Facebook, which is huge for organic reach and engagement with your customers and potential clients, is a private group. So if you're starting a group outside of your regular business page, you can gain retention and buy-in from your current customers and clients. You can use a private Facebook group for specific member-only specials, promotions, and VIP information. I also work at a gym, and we utilize this feature by having a private Facebook group that's only for people who are current members of the facility. And we give them, there is information that's only, valuable to our current members, but there's also, they get information on specials first, they get information on our schedule, promotions, before it goes out into the rest of the world. And it really helps people connect. They can comment on there, they can post in there, they can do all sorts of stuff in there to kind of solidify their loyalty, or their the way that they interact with the business. It's a great way also to ensure that your content is being seen by a specific group of clients. So they may see stuff on your private group before they see it on your public page. They might miss it on the public page, but they'll see it in the private group. And it's a streamlined way to see the most information from them as well. They can message you on there, they can comment, like I said, and post. All right. Let's see. Also part of that is authentic lifestyle content and behind the scenes content. So with your organic reach, aside from those paid ads, you're getting that behind the scenes photography, videos. People love to see your employees. People love to see your clients. People, if with their permission, definitely, including your customers, they'll be sharing your content. Someone will say, "Oh, I know that person." It's a really nice way to show real people in real time using your product or service. Captions are also really important when you're doing authentic reach. ChatGPT is a great tool, as we all know, for polishing what we've written. But I shy away from using it to generate captions because clients can very easily spot that. So if you're looking for a paid ad, like on our last slides that we were talking about, sometimes ChatGPT can be really good for polishing up, making those professional. But if you're doing organic reach with authentic content, you want to kind of try to write those comments yourself. You want it to come from a place like from the heart and from that business to go along with the content. So now we'll break down kind of what's the best strategy for each type of ad, who benefits the most, for your own specific business, what maybe you should be using, shouldn't be using. And we'll start with the paid advertising. So the people that benefit most from paid advertising are companies that offer an online service, a larger business that reaches a larger scale of customers, professional services, and people looking for website views, app downloads, or online orders. Not to say that paid advertising can't help anybody. I think it's a good thing to consider for certain things that you do in your business, even if you don't fall into that category above. Using ads for event promotion, if you have a specific ad, either sponsoring it, boosting it, or putting out a paid advertisement for it can really get it to people outside of your current followers. So your followers are going to probably see it anyway. The paid ads and the boosting can help reach more customers, and maybe people who haven't heard of you or don't usually attend your events. That can be really helpful. Also, if you're running a special, if you're having like an anniversary, or if your company offers a service and is running like a 25% off or something like that, that can also be a good thing to pay to boost or advertise. As far as organic advertising, people who benefit most from that are small businesses, creative art businesses, family businesses, entrepreneurs with a story, and businesses with a product aimed at a younger demographic. It kind of speaks for itself, but if you're trying to present a family owned business, a business that has a lot of heart and soul behind it, you're going to benefit from the organic advertising. Even if paid advertising gets you in some areas, you are going to benefit on social media with a real behind the scenes look or reality of what your business is. That way, when people are coming into your business, when they're buying something from you, they're like, oh, this is exactly what I saw on Facebook. If you have the time to devote consistent, authentic presence on Facebook and social media, your business will benefit in the long run as opposed to short-lived traction from paid ads. Time being the essence there. If you need to get something out and you need to pay for it, that's a great way to boost it and get it out there. But if you have the time to contribute to some of that engagement, organic process, that is good as well. My suggestion is always to try a combination of both. And why? All businesses are looking to grow and market themselves on Facebook. They can benefit from a combination of both. I think I kind of went over it and like what sort of things you should use a paid ad for or organic, but I'll just break it down a little bit more. Organic reach allows you to use honesty and personality to reach real clients and prospective clients while also being able to update your audience on things happening in real time outside of your advertising plan or schedule. So what I would say is if you have these paid ads going out about an event, that's a very general, like who, what, when, where, this is where the event is, this is what time it is, what you should know. And then with your organic reach, you're posting videos of your staff talking about it, you're posting pictures, you're posting something from last year, you're posting anything that's coming up in real time, a question someone asked you with the answer, something like that. Boosted and paid ads can allow you to invest money in the points of your business or current events within your business that you want to be sure are reaching a specific audience or reaching out beyond your subscribed audience. So my suggestion is to find these boosted or paid ads as the general information about your business. So the services you provide, the things that you do on a regular basis, what you need to know about your business, put that out there with the paid content, and then the organic content is used for the day-to-day type things. Um, again, breaking that down just a little more, when to use boosted posts, any photography or content that you've invested in. Like if you had a professional photo shoot, you got headshots done of your staff, if you did, you know, professional photos at the event that you did last year and you're promoting the one for this year, boost those. You've invested in those, in that content. Why not make it work for you a little bit more? Branding, logos, if you get a new logo, or if you have some merchandise that you're putting out with your logo on it, boost those posts to get that out there. Big events happening within your company, like I said, sales, celebrations, employee of the month, someone celebrating their 20 years at the company, something like that, boost it, get it out there. And posts that perform well organically. So the great thing about boosting is that it's content that you already have. So you can see a post do well and then decide later, you know, a day or two later, you're like, oh, this is getting a lot of traction. Let me boost it and have it get a little bit more. So if it's performing well organically and it's something that could benefit from being boosted, do it. When to use paid ads, like I said, core information about your business. With so much information on Facebook, it's important that people are reminded what your business is about. So seeing it multiple times on a paid ad will ensure that they come back to it or that it sticks. For once in a lifetime events or sales, like a grand opening, ribbon cutting, or milestone celebration, and planned marketing strategies like ongoing sales or specials, awards, or contests. And then when to use organic methods is the day-to-day items that I spoke about, real life interactions with your clients that you know, or real people within your community. You know, you're going in and sharing something that happened to one of your clients, or you're sharing a success story of a business that relates to yours, or something that happened in your community. And then posts that highlight the achievement of a staff member or client, that kind of ties in together. And then things within the business that happen sporadically or in the moment. So in summary, Facebook has begun to transition from a simple social media platform into a major place to advertise and promote your business. You should at the very least have a Facebook presence for your business, and using these techniques of both organic and paid advertising can help to make the time or money spent worthwhile for you and for your business. I want to thank you for being here. I'm going to throw my information up on the screen and then answer any questions that you might have. I don't know if I can see the chat while I'm sharing my screen. So did anything come through the chat, Lisa? I can't hear you. I'm sorry.
I said no, not yet, but you guys
Okay.
can just unmute and ask questions.
Oops. I'm trying to now unshare my screen. Okay. Yeah, let's try that. Nope, that didn't work. Go back here. Stop share.
Okay, so I have just first up, this was great. It was very simple and easy to understand, which I greatly appreciate because I am not in the IT generation. So I defer to my kids most of the time.
Yes.
I find that when I post early in the morning, I get the most views. Time-wise, that seems to be, like, from the analytics standpoint, you know, to be most advantageous for what we're putting out. I post Monday through Saturday.
Okay.
I try to keep it very thematic, like Superhero Saturday or Wisdom Wednesday, those kinds of things. Obviously holidays and stuff like that we post as well.
Yes.
With the changing population that does have access to social media, um, is it, you know, is posting one time a day like kind of the standard, or, you know, should there be like 2 different posts every day as
So
far as that repetition?
so this can be kind of dependent on the business that you have and the engagement that you're getting. And it's it's a tough conversation sometimes, but if you notice that you're posting and you're not getting those likes and shares or engagement that you were getting, it's typically an issue of posting too much rather than not enough. Um, like I said, with the people that I work with, my clients, I always recommend once every 3 to 4 days consistently. If you have information that has to get out there every day, like you do have to post that. One strategy that I use with people sometimes is if they feel that they have something they need to post every day is to put it in their stories rather than on their feed. Your feed can get really bogged down with posts if you're posting every day. And that can kind of lose some of the traction for you. So whatever you're doing, always consistently, which it sounds like you're doing a really good job doing that consistently and posting the, similar things every week. But my specific strategy that has worked for a majority of the people that I work with is every 3 to 4 days, unless you have something that pops up that you need to post in between. So if you're planning, again, yes, you're looking at your analytics. Yes, you're looking at when people are interacting with you most. Perhaps something that you could do if you wanted to experiment with doing less posting would be to look at those analytics for the week and say, okay, it's very popular in the morning, but my biggest days are Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or my biggest days are Tuesday, Saturday. And then pick those days and try just posting on those days for a while and see what happens with your engagement if it goes up. Consistency is always key, but I think if you're finding, and I don't know if this is exactly what's happening, but if you're finding that those daily posts are not getting likes, they're not getting shares, nobody's really paying attention to them as they were before, it might be too much.
I gotcha. Yeah, I've just been trying to work on kind of hyper focusing on the analytics
Mhm.
and and again taking a look to see the best time of day
Yes.
and those kinds of things when I'm putting that all together. So
Yeah.
thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely. And it is important to know what time of day your clients and your demographic are on there looking and scrolling. And I think Facebook gives us so much, like it's awesome. They give us so much like who's looking, how old are they, where are they? So I think those are really important to consider. But yeah, I think just experimenting with a little bit of a different strategy if it's always changing. So if you find that you're not getting the engagement you were getting before, just kind of playing with that consistency and the, frequency.
Hi, I just wanted to first thank you for holding this. This was a really great webinar and super beneficial for me because my organization has been talking and looking at getting into boosting and paid advertising. But after listening to this, I just from what you have said about paid advertising and who normally uses paid advertising, what paid advertising typically is, I feel like our organization wouldn't really benefit from paid advertising just because we're very small. We help a specific group of people, and we kind of stay in our own lane in that sense, if that makes sense. But I know that you said that we should try to use both boosting and paid advertising. So should I be trying to enforce paid advertising, or is it kind of a correct way of thinking that like it's not really for us?
So I tried to be extremely unbiased during this presentation because I wanted to benefit everybody in every type of business. So I tried to present all of the options and all the ways that you can use them. However, if I may, my specific business, we focus solely on organic engagement for our clients because they're already paying us to do their social media. So we don't want them paying for ads too. So my specialty is within the organic, and I have found a lot of success. It's really a time issue. So if you have the time, if you're the dedicated person, if that's your job to do the social media and you have time to do the organic, engagement, I always encourage that first. It doesn't cost anything extra. If you're doing a lot of the stuff that you are doing, like, you will see success, and it might be slow growth, and it might be a little bit different than what you're used to or what you would define as success or what your company might define as success. But as far as a small business or a local business, or you said it's women supporting women, right?
Mhm.
So a local charity, especially, like, you're going to get a lot more, in my opinion, out of the organic stuff and out of the authenticity and staying true to what you do. And also, engaging with people that support you and the people that follow you and engage with your stuff. I think the paid advertising can help when you have something specific. So an event or something like that, like I think boosted posts would probably be best for you guys, because you're putting out like your authentic, your graphics, your pictures, but you're then just giving it a little boost. So I don't, and again, I'm trying to be unbiased, but for the specific smaller businesses, local businesses that I have worked with, people like to see that stuff, and they're on the internet, and we've got AI, and we've got things increasingly going into like a more polished look. People really go onto social media looking for reality. So personally, if you were to come to me for a an audit or a strategy session, like, I would always encourage that organic growth first. But again, the paid ads, they do have their spot in your strategy as well.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah.
We are very organic when it comes to our marketing strategy, and that works well for us. But I think I define success a little bit differently than say like the normal person. So it's like we've seen that slow growth for many years, and it continues.
Yeah.
But for me, it's like I want to get the followers faster.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like I want the engagement. I want the followers. So
Yeah.
no, and that's what we've been saying. Like maybe we start boosting like ads or boosting posts that have to do with our events, things like that. So I really appreciate your response. You just kind of
Yeah,
gave me the
absolutely.
clarification that I needed.
Yeah, absolutely. Anything else? If you guys are using Instagram, I'm going to be doing a Instagram marketing seminar in 2 weeks, same time, same place. So
Isn't it next week,
oh,
the 14th?
I can't do math. Yes, it's next week. 7 plus 7 is 14. That's one. Yes. I don't know. I was thinking May 1st for whatever reason, but today's the 7th. Yes. 1 week from today, same time, through the same network, we'll be talking about Instagram. And Instagram has similar things going on, but it's a different world, and it's a different demographic. So we'll be talking about some of that stuff.
Any more questions, Crystal?
Not sorry, I was just typing, sign me up for the Instagram one. No, this actually, again, like I said, it was very beneficial, very simply explained, and the comparison was really good. Greatly appreciate the time that you ladies took to present this today. From the business standpoint of view, because I live in Snow Hill, and I missed your last presentation, I think, at the Snow Hill Chamber.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
it was used. But, and of course, obviously, I'm very appreciative of MCE, offering this. But yeah, I definitely am looking forward to the Instagram one as well.
Awesome. Yeah.
Awesome.
And make sure I'm already online with Women Supporting Women. Crystal, what was your business again? I'll go give you guys a follow on social media.
So our main page is Home Instead.
Okay.
And it's 734. It's in Berlin.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
I see. Yeah. All right. Cool. Well, thank you guys for being here.
Yes,
And feel
thank
free
you
to
so
look
much.
me up and email me any other questions that might come up. I'm happy to help.
Yep.
Thank you
Also,
so much, guys.
Thank
Just wanted to
you.
let you guys know too, and then on the 19th, we have a small business funding webinar. I don't know that you guys are looking, but if you know of anybody who is, send them our way. And
Awesome.
then we have on the 28th, business plan and cash flows. So people that are looking to learn how to write a business plan or cash flows, send them this way. We have workshops coming up.
All right.
Sounds good.
Thank
Will
you
do.
guys. Have a good
Thank
day.
you. See ya.
Thank you. You too.
Bye.
Thanks. Have a great one.
You
You
too.
too.
Thank you, Lisa.
Thank you.
Bye.